That's all I can do.
All right, is there a motion to approve the minutes of August 6th?
Make a motion to approve the minute.
Second.
Discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed, carries. Discussion on possible motions, sheriff evidence storage facility.
You guys wanted me to make a list. What was in there? I could take these back after. Sorry, Terry.
Yeah, blank sheet of paper, nothing's in there.
You'll see I did redact a couple things. I reached out to Corp Counsel quite a while ago, asking if everything in that building could be released to guys of the public, and I still have not heard back. So a few of the things I redacted. I listed on there things that we need to have indoor storage and things that don't need to be necessarily in indoor storage.
So Sheriff, when you talk about indoor storage needs, does that mean that heated or not heated? You know, if it's just undercover?
Obviously heated would be ideal.
Well,
So all those, snowmobile and trailer, UTV and trailer, armored vehicle, all the stuff that we own. We don't, if there's an emergency, we have to go out there and get it. We don't want it to be dead. We don't have to take that 10-15 minutes to jump it. Like I said, that would be ideal. And I think actually important for public safety for us to have some of these items in a heated area of the building, so they're ready to go whenever we need them.
Okay.
don't disagree with the snowmobile though. Maybe be running the cold. I don't know anybody that stores theirs in a heated building.
I do. You remind me of my heated garage?
You know what I mean? That's. And just cover over it, it would be fine.
Depending.
There needs to be outside.
Right. But are the batteries made to be outside in 20 below?
Well, depends if it's well maintained or not. It's like
I'm just
everybody
saying.
else's snowmobile.
I know a lot of people leave their snowmobiles outside and they do, go 2 weeks or 3 weeks without running them, and they go to try to start them, the battery's dead.
What's all in this enclosed trailer? We use that.
That's, we bought that enclosed trailer, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. And that has all of our firearms supplies, like all the wooden stands, the tires, the targets, the cutouts of people with guns, without guns. We fill that whole trailer up with firearms.
I mean, nothing that. Think that have to be sit inside.
No, that wouldn't have to.
How about that? 2 new squads.
2 new squads. Those are for, I don't know, I guess several weeks throughout the year. Every year when we order new squads, they get delivered here, and then it takes us weeks to get them decaled, get them changed over, all that kind of stuff. So they do sit in the evidence building for several weeks per year. Right now, this year we've been short deputies. whether it be one or two or three. So the squads that aren't assigned to a deputy because we don't have a deputy are parked in gates so they can stay inside as well.
When you talk about rooms full of evidence, you know approximately how many rooms
Like
that,
4. And that stuff wouldn't need to be in heated necessarily either, but that would need to be inside. Like I can't store the bandsaw that was stolen from your property outside. I can't store the air compressor or generator that was stolen from your property outside. That's. We need to keep that stuff until that case is closed, and that could be a year, so.
How much square footage you think you need per vehicle? I had figured it out 10 by 22. What the size of a mega truck? 220 square feet per unit. A 10 by 22, that's about the biggest. It's a long box Ford.
Yeah.
And we know we're gonna have to do somewhat of a heated building for some of this.
Yeah.
So if we built a 2-car bay, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to pack it full, but it doesn't pack the garage full. So we need so much square, I mean, try to make it somewhat convenient, but we're tasked from the county to do something. So we gotta come to terms that we gotta do something, and we gotta forward it to the county board. But any suggestions from you? My thought was 40 by 48 shed heated with, it would have 3 doors in it. And one is, you know, if you did put like, I would know the two info vehicles, them have the EPB axles. Like,
Maybe ideally, if the county did build something, it would be ideal to have a drive-through. Door on one side, door on the other side. So that wrecker or that flatbed could pull in, back into that spot, and then drive out.
we're wasting square footage that way, if you know what I mean. If we only got so much money to work with.
Well, I mean, we still need to have space in there for the wrecker to maneuver, to drop vehicles off.
They should be able to back in the door, drop and pull out. They wouldn't have to drive through. Know what I mean?
You're talking like single bays.
Yes, well, for the heated part, you got a bunch of vehicles that could be stored outside. But you know, more like a storage unit style, so they could back in, drop it and pull out.
With walls separating each bay.
Well, you can design it any way we want. It's a thought.
I think the walls separating each bay would be a waste of money.
Yeah. But on a storage unit, that's how they support the roof.
Yeah, plus doors are expensive.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the committee pick a time to come out to Gates with me? Then we can look, see what's there, how much space is being used currently. And we could gauge a square footage by that. Could bring a measuring wheel.
I don't know, we're here to discuss it, so any other ideas? What my thought is to have a wrecker go into a building and turn around just to park is, that's wasted space, because you need too much space to maneuver. So you built more of a double bay storage unit where you could drive through it or back one in from one side, one on the other. But then we're still stuck with 2 buildings because one would be cold storage, one would have to be heated, because some of it does need to be in a
It could
heated.
be the same building, just with a separation wall.
Well, it's gotta be separated concrete, so you gotta have a 4-foot barrier between them, because a heated building will move in them. So basically, we'd be building a garage to store the heated stuff in that. You know, a decent size, a 40 by 48 building is pretty good square footage.
You also need 16-foot ceilings for that flatbed to tilt up to drop the vehicles off.
How many of the buildings, or how many of the vehicles would, how many bays would you need to put evidence, like vehicle evidence in? Two would be suffice in the heated part?
So let's look at what we have right now. If we had 2 heated bays just for evidence vehicles, they'd be full. What happens if we got another one? At any given time, I would say we have anywhere from 6 to 11 evidence vehicles in there. You just never know. You know, we get a 3 vehicle crash.
They have to be in heated though?
Not all of them, no. No,
How many, would any of them need, like the evidence vehicles need to be in the heated?
yeah. We would need room for heated evidence vehicle storage. You see on the bottom there, there's those 4 vehicles. For sure, those could be stored outside. Like the motorcycle. I know it doesn't take up much room, but we gotta store that inside. Can't store that outside. We'll have to give that back at some point.
So the criteria for heated versus non-heated.
Different for every case. And like I said too, sometimes these cases take. We have a vehicle out there that's been there for 5, 6 years. It was a homicide, but the appeals process isn't up. I would have loved to get rid of that vehicle years ago, but we gotta keep it.
So what's your thoughts then on a build, style building or?
I think we should tour Gates as a group. And come up with ideas after that, because I'm assuming there's committee members that have never even seen Gates. Right?
Well, I saw it back in 2017 when I was working for Indec and we, had product in there.
But not in our portion of the building.
No,
I think that'd be a good place to start, is to take a field trip and go look at it and see how much space is being utilized and how big the space is, and start there.
What's your thoughts then on, I know you want us to go tour, but I've been out there multiple times. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of wasted space and we gotta kind of look too, we don't need nothing huge because it just costs you more to heat it. It's not like we're working in it or doing, it's storage.
We train out there a couple times every winter. So we do have employees out there for usually, I would say, a full 2 to 4 days. Because we split the trainings up in either 2 or 4 hour blocks, because guys are working shifts. So like when we do firearms training, 4 to 5 people will go from 8 to noon today. 4 to 5 will go from 1 to 5 today. And then 4 to 5 will go 8 to noon tomorrow and 1 to 5 tomorrow. Just because we have to cover shifts and people are working nights trying to get sleep for the next shift, we have to stagger all those training times. And it usually covers 2 days in order for us to get everyone through the trainings.
You guys have any thoughts on what we should do?
Well, if we build a building, where would that be?
First, we gotta decide if we're going that route or what we're gonna do, because we gotta look at talking with the city probably about some land out in the industrial park that we own, co-own. We had to buy them out on that probably, which we found, where's that?
Talked about the upper lot in front of the ball fields by the Enterprise Center. There's a big paved lot there and then some open, Which is off of Dowdy Road.
Yeah.
We don't wanna do nothing with the clinic, because as soon as we do something there, then somebody will be interested in it, then now we're stuck back.
Right here.
And the clinic is not close to being set up on well enough for that.
There's right here too where the church
There's
was.
this church. Big enough. Lot.
I would be weary of that lot. I think we might run into watershed issues there because we'd have to just about cover that whole lot. Which, I mean, there's ways around that too. We just would have to probably run it down and directly into the,
I don't know, there's something with the
System.
city with that lot though too, I think.
We took it over on tax deed.
Or out there.
I mean, you
By
want simple
Oakleaf
now,
Clinic.
Lake Smith, right?
That's what he said he doesn't
I
want.
mean, would the, somewhere out in the industrial park work if we did decide to enough?
We also gotta think about, if the county does decide to build a building, we were in that building on Josephson. We outgrew it. Want to build something we're gonna outgrow in 10, 15.
there's the lot too where the little motel was past Prevea. I believe we own that completely.
That's what I said.
That's a pretty good sized lot, ain't it?
That's what I said.
I think it's a couple acres.
That's the one I was talking about.
We probably have to remove some trees, do a little grading.
Yeah, so Purveyor sits here.
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
model.
I'll tell you exactly.
To the west.
We'd probably have potential other, maybe other locations if we decided to build something. Cause there ain't nothing available, right?
As far as building wise, and that building that Terry and I toured, it was perfect. It just wasn't, the doors and the ceilings weren't tall enough.
The only thing would be if, well, like I mentioned to you, if they didn't have to raise anything up or anything, if they were just towed in there or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, that would be a rental too.
Right. And that's the other thing that
Other-
we want to get away from too, is we don't want to rent, because at any given time, the renters could say, all right, we're not renting to you anymore.
This could be only temporary, if there's a new highway shop built, because then there could be storage out there at the old highway shop.
Potentially. But that's a couple of years down the road, like.
So that Prevea lot looks like there's about 3/4 of an acre that's already cleared. With up to almost 2 acres that could be cleared and.
And if we decided to build something, but no,
If we,
we gotta keep moving forward. Figure something out with this.
well, because but also the ambulance too, because we can only have it at the state, at the fire station until December 31st. And then the city, that's the end of the lease, and the city is pretty sure is going to.
The emergency management issue, not property yet.
It's under the sheriff's thing, it's emergency management.
That's not the part that's on my question here.
Well, I think going out there and taking another look at it, at Gates, because I've been out there too, but it's been a long time. And haven't seen.
How many square footage is it? 20,000 something, ain't it?
Yeah, is it 22 total? And we don't use all that. There's back rooms that we don't use. We don't use any of the office area.
Yeah, that part.
Again, not that you can predict, but would 20,000 square foot building serve the
Plenty.
need now and potentially in the
Plenty.
future? Okay.
Well, I don't know. When I figured it out, 10 by 22, 220 square feet per vehicle is all you need. You figure it out. all these were in one building. That's only 3,740 square feet. We got 20,000 out there. And that's including 220 square feet for the everything. It's the square footage and then, yeah, look at a lot more expensive to heat a huge building than a little one. We gotta build for the future, not, you know, I'm sorry. 20,000 square feet for a storage building, I think is way too much.
Well, it depends on how it's designed, how it's set up.
That's where we're at designing. I mean, what do we wanna do? We don't really wanna hire a firm to design us a storage building. So it's up to us to come with an idea to take to the board or what we should, think we should do.
If it's a county building, does it have to have state?
No, not for storage, because it will. Because there won't be bathrooms in it. There won't, I mean, part of it would be heated, that's about it. Where on the other two buildings we're trying to build, let alone get another firm to build one for this.
Pay for a study.
And you think about it, Terry, look at your shop for your equipment. I mean, that's a pretty good sized building there. That's probably about the square footage they would need. So it's designed different, so it works better for them. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to build something that just fits because you've got to have some room to move around and I mean, to get things in and out and all that. I mean, you don't want to haul everything out. You get one thing.
That's where you come up with, work with a contractor to help design something. There's plenty of contractors around, I think, that would help design a building that suffice for what we need.
Yeah, we just don't want to build it too small, so it's a huge pain in the butt to get stuff in and out. And we don't want to run out of room in 10, 15 years.
What's the issue with the current building?
Gotta get out.
You gotta get out. Why?
City.
City?
Kind of.
Yeah. Who they want?
Come to the county board and they put it on property to figure it out.
Do they want rent or what's?
Yeah, but
Well, they want it out because they want to rent it to somebody else.
pay rent to yourself, that's kind of stupid. But the consensus at the county board is for us to figure something out. Can't just keep putting it off. You gotta figure something out. They can go to all of them. They can decide what they wanna do, not just us four. We gotta move forward with something to take to them to say yes or no. If they say no to that, then we tried our best.
Well, what percentage is you're using there?
Well, out of all these, if you list all these vehicles, we're figured out, it's 3,740 square feet. If all these were 20-some thousand. That's 220 square feet per vehicle, that's pretty good size.
What if we built 12?
City just wants us out.
Just want to know.
So it could give for reference, is everyone familiar with the multipurpose building on the fairgrounds? That building is 50 by 100 with 12-foot ceilings. And if you think of standing inside that, you can get 20 cars in that building without an issue. You gotta go 4 feet on the ceiling higher. That puts you at 5,000 square feet. I mean, that's a lot of storage. Go something like that route. Then you could have a singular large door. Back a wrecker in and you could stack your cars like in a herringbone pattern, if that's something you feel would work.
That's how we have it at Gates
Sure. So,
right now on one side. The problem is you need enough room in that center for that flatbed to swing.
truck on you,
You're gonna need
50 feet wide would do it.
That leading.
No, because the vehicles are, even with that back bumper up the corner of it, up against the wall, that's gonna be 18 to 20 feet. 18 to 20 feet, so there's 40, you get 10 feet in the middle. Not enough room for the wrecker to back in and swing his nose out. That's why at Gates, we only have that herringbone parking on the one wall, because they need to swing that nose of the wrecker out to back in. So I think the best thing to do is for us to go out there, look at it, so you guys can see what we're working with, because yes, would 220 square feet fit a vehicle? Sure would. If a stork plopped it there, but you gotta figure a 30-foot long tow truck needs room to maneuver to get that vehicle in that space.
Those, the ones that go inside, are they often pretty smashed up?
Yeah.
Where, would it be an option where we could like jack it up and throw casters on it to where it could get set and then maneuvered into position by?
So we do have that. We have moved vehicles that way with like 5 of us. Cause the floor is so cracked and broken out there that you need several people. Yeah, we do have little dollies, wheels, and we have moved vehicles that way before. So I think we should take a field trip so you guys can actually see what we're looking at and talking about.
Can we have this field trip next meeting?
Extend this meeting and do.
Or after this one.
We can do it next month, whatever.
I don't want to keep pushing it off. The sooner we get moving on this, the better.
Cause they'll keep coming up and up and up.
Yeah, it comes up every time. we Go to that.
So a separate meeting.
Do it right after this.
And I don't know, can we do that? Cause it's not posted, it's not posted.
That's right.
But we can't really let the public in there anyways, can we?
No, but
No.
you need to notice the public though, that this meeting would be moving to a different location.
Really wouldn't be a meeting, it would be,
Well, it's a
It's the
quorum.
It's a quorum.
the committee.
Sure.
We need to make it a closed session so the public wasn't able to come in.
No, when we've toured, jails before and things like that, we just need to notice that a quorum would be present and
No action would be taken.
correct.
Therefore, there are no
so
minutes.
that's what you guys wanna do is tour that before we decide where we're gonna go forward.
Well, I think that'd be a good thing, but I think, we're discussing some of these options right now too. That is important, so we don't start all over again. So,
I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can design a garage. I mean, you can do a 5-6 bay, or you can do a drive-through. I mean, depends how much of this we wanna have a heated part and how much one.
and then again, question I brought before, where if we go the route of building,
Right, cause this, it's not, nobody, we don't wanna go ask a contractor for a bid or anything, because we don't know what we wanna do, but if we have somebody, if you guys are fine with it, I'll work with Phil, the contractor, and kind of design something that we think is suitable for us. Building and bring it back to you.
Yeah.
If you guys are fine with that?
still think we should take a tour out there.
Yeah.
No, that sounds reasonable.
Because there's a lot of different ways you can design a garage, so it's feasible.
Well, and that would also have kind of a cost estimate too,
Somewhat, yes.
not nailed down, but
Is there a certain date that we have to be out of Gates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
So the multi-purpose building at the fairgrounds is kind of a pole building. Would that be suitable?
It would be probably a steel sided building, yeah.
Insulated, and you'd probably need sheeting on the inside too. Would you be good with sheeting or is that?
I would think for storage, you just spray foam it and be done. I mean, it's not like
For the cold storage or for the heated
for the
portion?
heated part. I mean, all you're doing is,
I don't know.
the more you put into it, the more.
A contractor would really just more.
I mean, so you said that building up there is 50 by 100? Yep. That's 5,000 square feet.
It's 12 foot to the trusses.
Okay, so when do you want this meeting? Do our tour.
Well, it'd be scheduled normally on October 1st. If you two are
Does
gonna,
the 17th work for everybody? Okay.
17th of
September,
What day is it?
Wednesday.
2 weeks from today.
We did it like at 1:30. Then I wouldn't have to make 2 trips into town because I got forestry at 3. Oh, no, wait, it'd be Tuesday, not Wednesday. Tuesday, the 16th.
I am available between 12:30 and 2.
I do it at 12:30.
Not really, because I think it'd take long to tour it and I don't want to spend 2.5 hours waiting.
1 o'clock? What time's, you say forestry?
At 3,
On Tuesday?
And you're available till 2:30.
Till 2.
what does everybody got going on that Monday?
Well, there's highway.
In the morning,
Yeah.
we could do it right after highway.
Monday, the 15th. I'm open all morning, busy in the afternoon.
Highway usually only lasts hour and a half. We gave an hour and a half highway, so that starts at 8, so.
9 o'clock?
9:30,
10 to be safe.
10 o'clock. Well, they don't last that long. They go pretty quick.
Jerry's running.
At 9:30 or 10?
We can do 10.
Yeah, let's do 10.
15th, is that work for everybody?
On the 15th,
Yeah.
Already here for,
Highway,
Highway, so-
that's, I wanna do it when I already have a meeting.
oh, that makes sense.
be 10 o'clock on the 15th
Yeah.
and be where?
Like Gates, right?
At Gates.
Meet there.
Assuming without construction, they may be canceled.
No, I think John still needs to have it.
Okay, got it.
You could refine if I work with Phil or have it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We can eat prep too.
Yeah. It's preliminary, to go talk with the city about land yet, but we gotta figure out what to do, what's gonna be feasible for us.
I would suggest not doing it on city property.
Well, you would have to either half out. This county and city owned.
Not.
What in the industrial
Say,
park?
I like the idea of using that purvey a lot, if possible there.
Yeah.
We patrol already likes to sit there, so.
I'm getting over that.
I live on Third.
I mean, that's gonna be up. And then we can come with alternative.
Yeah.
It's,
Look at a few options.
we made little headway.
Because the county owns that.
Right.
Entirely, so we don't have another problem.
Alright.
Okay, I'm up for the next one too. Did you forward that bid to them yesterday? You guys got that?
The sheriff's office jail security lock, so there will be no, we didn't have no motion or nothing in the facility. Just move forward with that. So the jail security locks and doors.
We should have got an email yesterday.
Last time you
Um,
talking about how
yeah,
much.
I didn't get this current estimate.
This at all?
Yeah,
It was emailed to you yesterday.
yeah.
Get on that one. That one?
I think it came from Neil, so I
From Neil.
had it.
Did not.
$9,303.
Mhm.
So 3 doors. That's not even the doors, that's just the locks.
Yeah,
That's the locks and the software.
So how much was it costing us to do the other doors in the courthouse? It'd be basically the same thing, ain't it?
Pretty close.
Get anything from Neil?
I sent it to you, Connie.
Okay, sorry.
So these costing a lot more than the other locks. I don't remember the other locks being that much.
The last quote we got for the 3 locks that were in the jail, those were 10.5, I wanna say. So these are a little cheaper.
But it's all working with the system we have.
I believe so. I'm gonna head upstairs because I'm completely out of the loop on any of this. That shouldn't be the case.
Neil and Walt did tell me that this would work with the current system that we have as far as the software.
Said the last locks were
Last bid was a little higher than this one.
higher.
It's for 3 locks.
Where's the money coming from?
3 doors. We talked about that courthouse equipment fund at the last month's meeting.
How much is in there?
There was plenty when we were at the senior center and I asked Sky. Because they would use up what's in this year and then there was like 53,000 from last year that wasn't spent. It was a good sum.
So locks we have now are not the same as the other.
Correct. And it's different software. If that laptop goes down,
Can't get in.
yeah.
Probably ain't a bad thing. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Probably need them.
Yeah.
How do you have the 3 doors? This door, no one on the other end, ain't it?
This door, the north end, and the one door in the jail just outside of dispatch.
What, ain't that one open to the public?
No, it's in the jail.
Oh, it's in the jail?
It's the one that separates the booking area from general population.
So I found the text from Tanya, 25,000's budgeted for 2025. And then the balance at the end of 2024 was 53,000.
Don't seem to have the money, so I'll make a motion to go ahead and get those 3 locks.
Second it.
Well, the proposal or up to and out of what budget? There you go.
Well, the proposal is for 9,303. Right. Up to 10,000,
10.
9,500.
500.
You give them too much money, the price always goes up.
You're gonna be right on top of them.
From the, which budget?
170,57010. That's the equipment fund.
For the courthouse.
170,570.
7010000.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Cycling. Update violations sites.
Okay, I think I told you last time I was gonna meet with the city and waste management to talk about some different options. Currently, there's 12 6-yard dumpsters sitting over at their facility at the old armory. So we did meet, the city is looking at getting a new garbage truck and wanted to know, can we use a garbage truck to pick up recycling? They really want to get rid of that trailer that they pull behind due to safety reasons. And so we were even exploring a compactor, but there's no way for them, if they pick it up in a garbage truck, to get it into the compactor. So compactor's out. So now plan B or C is to, if they get a single compartment truck, what they would do is they would go do a route for garbage in the city. Then they would go empty it. Then they would do a route of recycling with the same truck and then take it to Timberline Trail. Now, Timberline Trail is not, they don't have permits yet to authorize something like that. So it's in the works. We're getting prices. So stay tuned. It may be a little cheaper than what it currently is. Anything else was going to be vastly more. But so Waste Management is working on getting us prices. Have some issues in Hawkins. We have a drop-off site in the town of Hawkins, which is just right outside the village of Hawkins. And the village does curbside collection, and then they dump it in to the town of Hawkins. But a lot of contamination is getting in there. So I received an email from the town saying that their person has to go through and grab all this stuff out, sent me multiple pictures. I then sent it to Waste Management, got some feedback. So I need to set up a meeting with the village of Hawkins. If they are going to continue to use the town of Hawkins, they need to make sure what's going in there is acceptable. So that's really all I have for my report. Here's Connie, you want to grab that? A budget report. Haven't done one of these since May. And it still looks like, you know, we have current year to date, we have still plenty of money, but by the end of the year, that's not going to be the case. So I did tell you in May that I ran out of recycle bins. I ordered more. If there's not any funds, I will take them out of non-lapsing. I currently have about 5,000 sitting in there, but contamination fees have increased. Just last month's bill, there was $825 worth of either overage or contamination fees. Normally that's not the case, but something is going on. It's horribly bad. So what can I do about that? Well, I can't change the prices of Waste Management. I can educate, I can talk to sites, but I don't know.
Is it one or two sites?
No. This last one was, I can tell you what they were. There was 2 in the city of Ladysmith, 1 in Stubbs, 1 in Hawkins. There was an overage charge and contamination in Big Bend. The overage charge alone was $225. And yeah, so that, yeah.
What's overage?
The lid don't hit
The
the
lid.
dumpster.
And
Bridge.
I've never been charged that before. And so I need to make a trip to Big Bend as well, because what they were doing is they were having one of their dumpsters just be cardboard. And then they have 4 other dumpsters that they would have for commingled. Well, the cardboard one had the lids up. And so if it's full, and I don't care, I had 2 sites that do that I am aware of. Thorn Apple being one, but if it's full, stick it in the others. You know, I mean, you don't have to dual sort anymore. but I get it, you know, if you throw the cardboard in with everything else, it takes up space. So to minimize space, you know, Thornapple is another one that does that and it works. But then if it's full, you have to put it in other dumpsters. So, so I'll be spending some more time on recycling, for that. Other things, I forgot to make the payment for City of Ladysmith, which is another $3,727.50. If you remember, I think it was last year, we eliminated curbside recycling payouts, except for the city, because that's our vast population in our RU. And of course, I was consistent. I forgot to budget, for 2026 as well. The next thing on the agenda is recycling budget cuts. So I did bring my budget to finance, and I was a little over 3,000 over. Well, now if I add this, I'm even more over. So the next thing on the agenda is to explore budget cuts. That's what I have for you. So right now it looks like, you know, I'm gonna be over this year's budget. So, I have another document here I'm going to open up, because then you can see it better. For 2025 maintenance archive. This is that 3-year thing. So, I just put in that all the payroll is going to stay the same. Normally I don't work a full 10% in a year in recycling. So I just guesstimated that. 2024, I was the interim facilities manager, so I hardly worked at all in recycling, but typically I don't work the full amount. But just to play it safe, I put the same amount in there. If I was to pay out the City of Ladysmith at this year, and I think I need to, because they had no warning if we were going to cut that. That's what I would be over. And then these are the bins that I bought. Contamination, if it stays the same, which it will drop down, and I am getting some of those fees credited, but I'm going to be a little over in that. Oh, tires. Tires, it doesn't matter that I'm over, because then I'm over in revenue too. It's kind of a wash there. That's your clean sweep right there. And then revenue, here's the budget or the grant that I get. I max out the grant every year. I can't get any more money out of them. These are hauler permits. That's the max I can get. There's the tires. So revenue, I already know that I'm not getting any more revenue unless people bring me bulbs or something. So what I did was then, let's see here. Where'd I put it? I took out that I was going to carry forward. Here, right here. Whatever I'm over in 2025, I would take out of my non-lapsing. You know, I said there's like 5,000 in there. So I may come in under, but I don't know. I would rather warn you now, but then that saves us for this year. That does not save us for next year. So going then on to recycling budget cuts. So just a little synopsis. The green here is where I have all of our dumpsters. We kind of spread them out throughout the county. Not every municipality has one. These are all the hours that they're open. So then what I did was I told you how many dumpsters are at each site, how many times it gets picked up, the population per capita, which is the cost per person, the site attendant reimbursement, and how many hours are open in a year. But how did I come up with that? Well, I did a best guess. Now, when I started in 2017 in recycling, the former recycling coordinator says, well, this is kind of who shares sites. Village of Ingram, they have all of these. These are the ones that share. Grant's kind of on their own. Thornapple's on their own, but I know Thornapple gets hit heavily from Atlanta and Washington. Willard gets hit from Washington. Big Bend gets hit from Washington. So there's no way I can guarantee a good number here, but this is the best guess based on that map that she sent me. So here, I have in Big Bend, I have 5 8-yard dumpsters. So you can see all the dumpsters that I have, how many times it gets pulled. The larger municipalities get pulled weekly. Otherwise, everybody else is every other week. And then Wilson, which is way up north, they get once a month, and they're only open once a month. So that is fine. So this is the cost per year, the population. And then what I did is I took the cost, divided it by the population, and I got a per capita. But once again, that population is just a huge guess. It's not 100% accurate, but I have to have some type of a guess. This is what the site attendant reimbursement would be based on the hours that they are open. And this is how many hours that they are open. Now, a national sword hit and I had to cut the budget several years ago. I sent a letter out to all sites saying, hey, I need to find some way to keep services open, but reduce. So there are, Town of Grant, they waived their site attendant reimbursement. Town of Willard does. A couple years Marshall did, but then they wanted it back. So this is just some information. So what could we do? Well, the most restrictive would be to cut a site, cut the hours of sites, cut site attendant reimbursement. We could explore taking those contamination fees and overage fees out of the next year's reimbursement. And we could eliminate some of the extra programs that I do. I would not recommend eliminating Clean Sweep. That is such a valuable program, but I do battery recycling, bulb recycling, sharps disposal. Unfortunately, though, if we eliminate those, then it's just more contamination out there. And in those, I mean, I have no problem fundraising to keep some of those programs. And all of those programs I run out of that non-lapsing account. So that's why I have to keep some money in there, and I bare bones it. So it's very cheap for me to run those programs. So looking for some solutions. Now I know we eliminated curbside except for the city of Ladysmith. We could eliminate the city of Ladysmith because they're curbside for 2026. But that still doesn't take out the amount that we're over. So
How much was it for fees, contamination fees and that?
oh, well, just this last month, it was $800, $825. I did not go through the last year to find out what that would be, but that would help.
We talked about that, I think, last year.
It was an idea. Now, if you look at the last 3 years, the levy has pretty much only been Clean Sweep, but I've warned you for the last several years that will no longer be the case. 2025 is when it is no longer the case, because look at the levy increased. So when your expenses keep going up and your revenue doesn't, we run out of money. And so that is why this year we are no longer a 100% grant funded program outside of Clean Sweep. So I think eliminating, so it's $3,727.50 if we eliminate the city of Ladysmith. I can explore if I take the last year's contamination fees. I don't know if that would be enough. I might have to do more. I can send another notice out saying, hey, I got a cut. Do you want to offer up anything? But the likelihood of anybody offering up anything is probably slim to none.
What if you just don't reimburse for site attendant?
We would be fine. The top 3 expenses of the recycling budget are my time, which has been whittled down. site attendants and, material processing. We can't touch material processing. We are in a contract. Every 5 years, we do an RFP. So we could just eliminate site attendant reimbursement fully and we would be fine.
You do that, a lot of these, they'll opt out of the program.
And that is my concern. They would opt out and, so finance did ask the question, do we have to be a responsible unit? Well, the Rusk County Responsible Unit makes up 82% of the municipalities. Now, several of the sites would be crazy to opt out because there's no way that their 1% of that grant is going to cover the cost of recycling on their own. You know, but if we had larger municipalities opt out, that's why I didn't touch City of Ladysmith, but it's at this point, either we're cutting services or, you know, that's the only thing that's left that we could cut that would keep all of this current services. We wouldn't have to cut site hours or anything. Now, could that be looked at? Sure, maybe, because this problem is not going to go away. You cut site attendant reimbursement, maybe in a couple years you'll be fine, but prices still go up and our grant's never going to go up. If anything, it's going to go down. Once they change the law again, we're losing a lot. So for now, that would work for a couple years. That would save us. So, but the future of the recycling program, if you're going to keep it, you're going to pay more and more for it every year. So I didn't want to be that drastic. I would like to try for 2026, cut the City of Ladysmith, somehow implement taking contamination fees and things out of the site attendant reimbursement for next year or for 2026, I guess, look at everything in 2025, but I can't, the year's not done. So then do I go half of 24, half of 25? I'm not sure really how that would work. Take it out and then say, if, you know, for 2027, we may just eliminate site attendant reimbursement fully. I don't really want to be that drastic right now for 26, but I don't know that we're going to save enough in that 26. So I still have more number crunching to do.
So if a site has overages or contamination fees and so on, can you just bill them to reimburse you for what your residents did? I mean, if they're,
You could do that. That actually might be a little, well, that would be easier, definitely. Because then, but you know, what if they don't pay? I mean, I don't know.
that in the future, they're gonna have to either have less reimbursement to make up for the fact that you have these fees. I mean, at some point you can try and get Waste Management to waive those, but at some point Waste Management is gonna say, hey, it's your problem.
Well, and you know, I can't blame this all on sites. You know, you have one site attendant and you have 10 people all show up at once and throw things in, and people are sneaky. They hide stuff. They throw stuff in bags and then they throw other stuff on top of it. And so until, you know, a week or two later, when, you know, Waste Management videos that dump and I find out a whole month later on my bills, like what, you know, so, you know, whose fault is it? You'll never know. But, you know, I guess that would be easier because then, and then some sites, you know, okay, say there's a contamination fee at Grant. I don't give them any reimbursement. So that would make it easier, Ron, if I just billed the municipalities for any overages or contamination.
Them
And then,
to,
right, and then I guess what I could do to find out what that number would be, because then I'd have to create a revenue line then and see if that's enough. And if it's not enough, I'll still have to, you know, find something else. But that's a start. So
So if we cut curbside for Ladysmith though. That would clear the budget problem.
No, not for 2026. No, so I have to do that plus. But then there's absolutely no curbside collection reimbursement. The only thing that is left is sites, drop-off sites. So I can explore those or that other option and then bring that back to finance, but finance was, you know, and I did say, do you want me to cut the whole thing or just what I'm over? And they said, just what you're over, but then I forgot about that City of Ladysmith, bill, so anyway, I will let you know, but I don't know when I see finance. And before or when the next time.
September 10th.
Oh, well, okay, so, I'll go with those two unless there's any other recommendations, bring it to finance, see what they say.
Yeah, because the trouble is, for those that have it, the ones that don't keep sneaking in or trying to. A major problem.
Yeah, people from Ladysmith every Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we do too. We do too.
You don't want to turn them away, but
We have Town of Washington.
Oh, I know you do. Town of Washington, has, good population, but it's large and, they go to four different sites. So, but it's not cost effective at all to have sites in every municipality, not at all. So, that was all formed in 1995 when we were born. So,
any more questions on it? Just keep us updated next month then.
okay, right, so expect letters. All of you, town officials, thank you.
Next up, building the grounds, right? Facilities manager report.
Nothing big to report. Been hammering away on some joint properties, getting some updates done there. Specifically Fritz and Enterprise. What I do have to share is finance, and we were going through budgets. They asked that I kind of get something together for the courthouse specifically as far as cost for the next 2 years, any major projects that are going to be done. I believe there was a study done in the past. That was something around like $6 million worth of fixes that could go into this building. But we feel that's a little high, so I'll lean into some experts and then some myself and make sure this committee gets to see whatever I have to bring forward in the next round of budgets as far as repairs and things along that lines go.
Did you get that email from the chief?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
I did. So that's been something that every time we go up there to fix it, we think we've got it, and then something new happens. So in the letter, he did say that we had put trash bags up, stop the leak. That was the former maintenance department. Those were been up there for years, I guess. We've been resealing drains, replacing leaking components in the jail. The last one was a shower drain that was leaking. So we pulled that apart, got that fixed, and then the vacuum line back in the maintenance hallway cracked on the metered valve, which allowed water to get through as well. So it's just like, it's constant fix after fix. Hoping one day we catch it. Otherwise it might mean looking to a professional plumber or someone to look at the structure and really nail down what's going on.
We're not at that yet, don't think.
We certainly could be, yeah. Like I say, we think we've got it. Every time we get up there, we find an issue, okay, fixed, awesome, and then 2 weeks later, they call if there's water dripping.
Okay, I haven't seen the letter. I've heard about it though.
Sure.
Did he state in there that was stated that whenever they call you, you're right there to go and fix the problem and everything?
We are.
So that was acknowledged that, yes, maintenance comes right away and fixes it, but in the meantime, it's stripping on their computers and the whole.
And that's something I'm been working with Phil and, our jail captain with is when a shower won't turn off or something's running in the jail, they need to call us immediately. Cause sometimes it's hours later. After a shower won't turn off and 6 hours later, hey, a shower's been running for half a day. So we're working it all the way through every step to try and stop these issues. So. And after our last fix last week, as far as we know, it's fixed right now. So
I guess just keep us updated on it if we have to. If we do some major planning, but it's gonna be a while before the jail ever gets built.
because the
Yes, Chair.
the fixtures and the plumbing in the jail, they need some major updates. A lot of what we have is obsolete.
Well,
So
would you guys think we should get an estimate on what it costs us? to Get all that fixed, cause it's gonna be a while before something's done. At least then we have a number to work with.
Yeah, it seems like it's constant. I mean, I was privy to some of the discussion about it and that they were going to write a letter, they were going to have the city council approve it, they were going to send the letter, da, da, da. But they did say that whenever they call, you guys come right away and fix it and take care of it. But it seems to be an ongoing thing. It never ends.
it's, when I spoke with the chief did call me before the letter came out, so I didn't get blindsided, which I really appreciated. And yeah, he'd said that they've been having water leak in that building for 20 years. So
It's something we wanna have an estimate to see about getting it fixed properly. Cause evidently it's,
Well, we could get an estimate and then if it's too high, I mean, continue doing it.
I know it's gonna be too high.
Well, it's gonna have to be fixed.
It'll be at minimum 2 to 3 years before the jail, if the jail ever gets built. So are you guys fine with having them getting an estimate to read the plumbing? Cause it,
We need a motion on it.
just about every 2 weeks, it seems like we get a call to go down.
I'll make a motion to get the estimate on that.
we have them get a couple quotes because I'm sure the number is gonna be over the limit.
You might have to do an RFP.
I was gonna say, like, are there also code compliance issues here? Once we start messing around with the plumbing, are we gonna have to bring everything up to code?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
For
would
the
be an
jail.
expensive project.
Yeah, that, gotta watch that.
And DOC probably would need to be involved, like. The Sharp be correct there. This might be, I mean, Brett can definitely make some calls, but I think you're
Can I get an estimate so we,
Opening Pandora's box.
a little bit.
Yeah.
you don't have to deal with it every other week, was not right either.
But if that's gonna cause the whole jail have to be updated, then
Band-Aids only last so long.
So you have a motion on the floor right now.
Is there a second?
I made the motion.
There's a second? An estimate? No? You just wanna keep band-aiding it?
No, I'm not sure an estimate at this point is what's
Or-
needed. But I think maybe Brett should meet with the jail captain and meet with DOC to see what this project would even look like before just getting an estimate.
yeah, I'm afraid that's opening up. And it
Just have them look into it to see
Yeah,
what the major issue is.
take my motion down.
Okay, you want to rescind it?
Yeah.
I need to put it in there and then put that you rescinded it, right? I can do that. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's redact.
Marker.
Fails to a second.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have the senior center fees.
Yeah, so we looked at, Shar and I fees. We looked at the city charges hourly. So we had looked at maybe just doing a flat rate of $25 per group. But that being said, when we look at our user group, looks like we'd only really be charging about 3 user groups who usually meet monthly, so it might help to pull the dent out a little bit, but it's not gonna fix any issues. So. But revenue's still revenue in the line, so thought we'd see how the board feels. Jar, if you wanna add anything.
At one point, we were going to, because we do have more expense out there now that we have, internet. We have very nice internet, which will hopefully change from Starlink to, Bright Speed. It's just at the time, we did not have, they didn't have fiber down there. So anyway, we did toss around charging groups for internet if they wanted to use internet. Right now, it is password protected. I've not given any of the groups access to it. So the groups that we would pass, so it's a senior youth center. Many years ago, I wanted to charge fees. If you remember Teddy's time, he was administrative coordinator. He came in with the big binder, slammed it down and said, this was built with grant funds. All of those grant funds have now dried up. But in keeping with the nature, I guess, of Senior Youth Center, and any of the other fees for the entire fairgrounds, we do not charge for senior or youth organizations. So those that really don't meet that criteria, Ron had mentioned, well, the Masons would not meet that criteria. Both Brett and I are on the same page. We don't want to open it up to private use because then you'll have birthday parties and all of that stuff. Then you need more TULIP policies and insurance and all that craziness. But there is a need for meeting rooms. I book a lot of meetings at the senior center here, and I'm consistently running out of meeting rooms. So that there is a need for people to meet. We would like to keep that, but yes, we would only be charging 1 or 2 groups. Teen Court meets down there, but when they meet down there due to confidentiality reasons, they need the whole building. So, and there's possibly, well, I'm pretty sure there is money in that budget. I know when I talked to Rich in the past about internet, he's like, yeah, we could look at that. So you already have a revenue line in the budget. We could explore that more if you're thinking, but it's not going to be a major moneymaker. We can look at recouping some internet and a small amount, but that way we have something in place for, say, the American Legion. Right now, they've been meeting in here, but if they wanted, we would have something in place to charge a group.
What do you guys think?
We approve. Is that right?
I'm not sure we want to go at 25, we have to look at it a little.
You want to do some more research and bring it back to us?
You want us to explore fees?
Well, I guess, the amount of fees versus riling up people or things like that, if it's not gonna amount to much, is it worth it?
Fairgrounds coordinator, I have to say yes. Just look at the Masons right now. They sold their building. They meet free of charge.
The baby one being charged.
About $300 a year at 20.
Yes.
They have a place to go meet.
Yeah,
It'd be about $900 for the 3 groups. They met once a month.
it's worthwhile.
Probably for the internet.
Well, I was thinking a separate fee for internet as well. We can talk about an all-inclusive fee.
Or the fees.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll bring something back next month.
Okay.
Trails and update report. We're getting closed down, right?
Slowing down, we got 3 or 4 more events, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, coming up and
Our final event is the second weekend in October. So we have an event this weekend, then we have a couple of weekends off. Then we have 2 weekends in a row in October. And then after that event, water will be shut off. And then we have a final Camp Spooktacular on October 25th. But there's no water. There's or there's privies. But anyway, that will technically be that. And then we have a little bit of hunting, but
Next, then we have the fairground report.
coming up this weekend, looks like our last event. There's a wedding, gonna utilize multi-purpose building. A little bit of camping and as well there with it. Other than that, we're just few repairs here and there and just clicking along with that.
Questions on the fairground report? None, we'll move on to the insurance claims and county car usage.
Right, any questions? We've had a deer hit on a vehicle that was, that's now our second property this year. And then we are waiting to hear back from the insurance company on 2 claims from highway.
So the vehicle damaged by the deer hit, was that a total or just?
Nope, it can be repaired. Yep. That cost hasn't hit yet, because I don't know if the invoice has come through. So right now the cost you're seeing is still, that's only from the elevator, but that second claim was approved and we were given the go ahead to fix the damage.
Oh, the guy that highway that got hit on the head, the stuff, how is he doing? Is he back to work or no?
Oh, I really probably can't comment on open session on that one, but I will say we're continuing to incur cost for some of our work comp claims.
That's big.
Yeah.
I see on the mileage, we only have first quarter. Are we into the third quarter?
Yeah, why you? what
Yeah, we
second
should be.
quarter?
I can check with Tanya on that.
Second quarter's been done for a while.
Could be, I noticed that. They've been busy with a lot of other things.
Audit.
Is the audit done?
The audit is not done. Yeah, Jamie was a huge factor in getting that audit through, so.
Questions on it? And none, we'll move on. Airport.
So I touched it up after our last meeting and emailed that out to everybody and got a chance to look through and yeah, don't have any comments on it. I could send it out in the week.
Did you get a chance to go over the airport policy? Seen it, I thought it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the increase.
No, the airport policy. You have a copy of it?
I didn't bring one, sorry.
Did everybody get a chance to go over it?
I didn't see it.
I was gonna say, I don't see it either.
Yeah, I sent it out after our last meeting, so it's been about a month ago that it went out.
And it went over it last month.
Was there any major changes?
No, pretty much just reiterating what's been in place, kind of highlighting some safety issues like pilots using personal vehicles on the runway. Things like that, nothing groundbreaking, just let's be,
Heading down the runway to head north
exactly.
to the hangars?
So, any of the law, anything law-based, all the statutes are all stated and have been in place since 97. So just kind of bringing everybody back up to date, breaking some bad habits.
Motion to approve the airport policy. I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
Okay, any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed, carries. Do you have out of county travel?
Yes, so the Wisconsin Aviation Conference, is coming up. October, it'd be the 20th through the 23rd. So I'd like to get out there. It was in Dallas this year, so, it'd be a 3-day longer event, but, I was told this is the one not to miss. I'll be going to the 9th and 10th of this month for a manager specific conference. And then this one is kind of airport management, so.
A motion to approve.
So move.
Second,
Second.
any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Carries. Next, we have IT department updates and report.
Yep, so we are moving ahead on the Office 365 and then the .gov updates that were all approved, just letting you know that we'll start seeing changes soon. Waltz has got a nice plan put together to work with each department, a few computers at a time, so it's a nice easy transition, everything. Also, just today, I'll run it by, thank you. So Mitel runs all of our phone system here within the courthouse. We just got the invoice today to re-up that. This is a yearly expense that's worked into our budget. It is $7,638.75. But like I say, this isn't out of the ordinary. We see it every year.
What's the monthly bill?
They go by the year, so
That's how much it is a year, so we don't get a monthly bill on this?
no, we don't. This is yearly. So it would be,
What was the amount? 7,600?
$38.75. So it's about $636.56 a month. And that is it's budgeted into the communication expenses. So just to let you know that that's one that's gonna come through.
Any more questions on IT report? And then we'll move on to the approval of the bill, so we get a chance to go over the bills.
On the Heartland Business Systems, it says it's Microsoft Exchange Online. So that one is for what exactly? Is that different than
What is the amount? Sorry.
the amount?
Okay, yep, so that is the contract for the Office 365.
30-some thousand.
No. 622.80.
That one, yep, that's the .gov update for our emails.
Which we don't have now.
We're a .us, so the .gov is gonna
Replace it.
help our security.
So that's the start of it.
Yes.
Then River Travel Media or 20% of ad sales.
So that,
Does that come through tourism?
it goes through tourism first, but tourism is a joint committee and that's coming out of our mining fund. So you see all of those bills.
Okay.
Yep.
And same with the Westlake Enterprises. And that's just for the cleaning?
Nope. So, and don't ask me the history on this because it's very complicated and happened decades before I started. But our visitor center are actually employees, like. And so, right, yeah. So we get billed every, month for their time out at the visitor center. We also get billed for them cleaning at the visitor center. We also get billed for Westlake cleaning at Enterprise and Westlake coming and cleaning.
It just caught my
Yeah.
attention this
Yeah.
month.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
Second.
Any more discussion on them? Here, none, all in favor, say aye.
All right,
Next meeting date. October 1st, right?
what a 15th of September.
That's September 15th at 10. And I'm closest one.
Yep. Their motion to adjourn? Yeah. We're good. You know, the long.
28.